Well, right now I'm making my sauce for my actual spaghetti. Got some green peppers, red peppers, scallion, and also some Scotch bonnet in here. And I understand some people don't know what a Scotch bonnet pepper is. It's an habanero pepper. It's very hot. And you might say, well, if you're making like a spaghetti sauce, why'd you put a hot pepper in it? Because I like spicy food. So as you can see, my green peppers, my red peppers, my scallion, and my thyme, and my Scotch bonnet, they're starting to brown and give off that, oh, so sweet aroma. What I'm about to do is add some sausage to my spaghetti sauce as well. You can add whatever type of meat you want, ground beef. I'm also going to add a little bit of ground beef to this as well. But before we get to the ground beef, I will be adding the sausage. So let's throw the sausage in the pot. So I got the sausage in the pot now, and what I'm going to let it do, I'm going to let this, brown as well, along with the caramelized green peppers, red peppers, onions, and Scotch bonnet. And what's going to happen with these particular sausages, it also throws its own flavor from the actual sausage as well, which is great, right? It's going to add an additional flavor component to that. And then when I'm done with that, and I feel like I'm content with the cooking of the sausage and the vegetables, I'm going to add a bit of ground beef sirloin, right? So this is about 90% lean, 10% fat. So you got some fat in here, but it's majority lean meat. So I'm gonna add that in the sauce once I feel like my sauces are done. And then after that, I'm gonna add some tomato sauce, just some basic store-bought tomato sauce. And this is how you get that sauce that you get from the store, your local Stop and Shop, Shores, wherever you shop at. It kicks it up. It makes it even more better because now you added your own components and spices, and the sauce is just an addition to it, and it's going to just kick that thing off right. So just came back to check on my tomato sauce that I'm making for my spaghetti. As you can see, the sauces are starting to cook, and like I mentioned before, it's going to release its own sauces from these sausages, along with the hot Scotch bonnet pepper that I put in it, with the green pepper, the red pepper, and the scallion. That's really all you need, because once this all cooks in, along with the ground beef, once I add it, oh my God, you add that tomato sauce with it on top of it, and just let that joint simmer. Yo, this would be the best tomato sauce you ever tasted. So now our sausage has completely marinated inside of the green peppers, red peppers, Scotch bonnet, right? And it kicked its own sauce up too, as you can see as well. And it smells so good. Like, this tomato sauce is going to be like second to none. I'm telling you, if you try it this way, I don't know how folks eat far as their spice tolerance is. I only put like 2 Scotch bonnet peppers in there. Some folks that know what Scotch bonnet peppers are, they're like, yo, that's crazy, bro, on spaghetti sauce. But remember, it's just me eating this. It's the way I like it. And that's all that matters. Now, as you see, I got my ground beef right here. About to just let that sit in that sauce too and cook up real nice. Boom. Put that bad boy in there. Now what you want to do, you kind of want to break this up a little bit, because you just don't want to have a big piece of ground beef, a chunk like that, just sitting in there in one spot. So just take your spoon, break it up like that. You know what I mean? So that you can break it up real nice and even. And what's going to happen is the sausage, the sauce, listen, man, it's all going to be marinated inside of this ground beef right here. So then when you do put your tomato sauce in it, the tomato sauce is just going to be like an accent to it. It's just adding the tomato sauce element to it. That's it. Now I ain't gonna front, I am using a ragu meat sauce, but guaranteed that ragu meat sauce that I'm about to put in here with this right here is not even gonna be able to compete. This is gonna oversaturate and take over that tomato sauce when I add it in there. So I'm really just adding that tomato sauce just for the tomato element of it. As you can see, that ground beef is going to get in there and kick up and marinate with the actual sausage as well. And those, oh my God, it smells so good in here, man. If you really knew, it smells so good in here. So boom, you don't gotta keep playing with that. Boom, you let that sit for maybe another 10 minutes. Let that brown and kick up, and then we go from there. So as you can see, I just strained the excess fat and liquid from my meats that's going to be inside of my actual tomato sauce. So what I'm going to do, now that the liquid is drained, I'm going to add it back to the actual pot. Boom. Right, so what that does, because what happened is when you add ground beef and sausage like this, they kick their own juices out, and especially ground beef. And this was 90% protein and 10% fat. So it's gonna give that residue of water that some people may like in a spaghetti sauce, some people don't. I don't, because I want now my sauce to be incorporated with just the flavors here from the meats and not the liquid that was kicked off from the meats. So we're gonna be adding our tomato sauce. And like I mentioned to you guys, I'm using ragu, right? And this has meat inside of it already. But at any rate, what's gonna happen is my sauce here is gonna be added to my meats. One second. Kind of should have did that before I started the video, right? So let's just slowly add the tomato sauce to my spaghetti meat, and boom, that looks real good. And what you can do, get a little bit of residual water from the sauce that's left in the jar. Just add a little water to it, and you just add that in your pot, man. If you really want your tomato sauce to have, you know, heavy tomato sauce, you can add another jar if you want. I don't really need another jar, to be honest. A little bit more water here. Boom. Take your spoon, and now you just mix that around. I'm gonna add some garlic at some point. And this is gonna be my tomato sauce, man. Authentic meat sauce. That's gonna go over my actual spaghetti that I'll be making as well today. So, we almost there, guys. We almost there. So, now at this point in time, we actually got a pot of water here that we brought to a roaring rumble, a boil, right? I'm just joking, right, with the terminology. And we're gonna add our spaghetti noodles to the pot at this time. I'm basically dealing with the Barilla brand of noodles that I'm gonna be using. It's pretty much spaghetti noodles at the end of the day. Nothing, very generic, right? Nothing, you know, spectacular, handmade, homemade, anything like that. It takes about 10 to 11 minutes to cook. So now you basically just wanna add them. With one hand like a boss. I know there's somebody out there hating on me. But one hand like a boss. So basically we just added our spaghetti noodles at the time. And our water's at a roaring boil. And they're just gonna fall in on their own. But let me show you guys something. My meat sauce is actually already done, which is cool. I tasted it and I added some garlic to it, which is what I felt it needed. And to be quite honest, it tastes very good. It tastes the way I want it to taste, very savory. Again, I just added some ragu meat sauce. And again, my meats that I cook prior to adding the sauce pretty much dominate the sauce, which is good. And I really just added the sauce for the tomato base. Now, I could have got tomato paste and then just added it to my meat that way, but I kind of find it way easier. And it does taste a lot better when you just get a jar of tomato sauce, plain tomato sauce, and you just add it to your meat that you season the way that you want it. But this has come out exactly the way that I want it. It's very tasty, and I just can't wait to get into it. So my spaghetti sauce is done. Put the lid back on that, baby. Got my spaghetti noodles over here, and it's not going to take that long for that to cook. I got my spaghetti spork, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. So we've come to the end and conclusion of our cooking today. Our spaghetti sauce, meat sauce was done, and our spaghetti noodles are done here. And as you can see, this is my bowl, and I'm about to get into this and tear this down because I'm looking forward to this because the sauce is very tasty, very good, and I just like spaghetti. But this is just one of my quick meals that I wanted to share with the world. If you like spaghetti, you can kind of make it your way, whatever way you kind of want to make it, and make it taste the way that you want it to taste to your liking. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.